Good morning, children. Sairam. Children, in the last video, we have just completed chapter number 6, that is getting started with Python. Children, now after this also, whatever chapter I will start, it is going to related to the Python only. Okay. In the previous chapter, we have just go through the advantages and disadvantages of Python. Now we are going to discuss about Python fundamentals. Each and every chapter is interlinked with each other. Okay, so you have to be go through with every chapter. Okay, so let's see what is there in this chapter. So this is your chapter number 7 from your book, that is Python fundamentals. Okay, that is Python fundamentals, and this is chapter number 7 from your book. Okay, so in this chapter, first of all, we are going to discuss about the Python character set. Children, this chapter is a very basic chapter which tells us about all the characteristics of Python. It is very important chapter which tells all the basic elements of Python, because of which we are able to run and write Python code easily. Okay. Now, what is character set actually? Okay, so character set is basically a set of valid characters. Means valid character means whatever language we are dealing with, in that the things we are going to use, those things are called valid characters. Okay, so in Python many things we are going to discuss about, which deals like a character set in that. Before we start with Python, let's take one example here. One example is about English language. Now in English language also we use a character set. So let's talk about English language. Now let's see how this language form. If you are able to understand this example, children, then very easily you are able to understand Python too. Okay, so let's see what we use while speaking English, while writing English. We use alphabets, we use symbols, we use different digits. Okay, so now English character set, in that alphabets we are having small alphabets, we are having capital alphabets. In symbol we are having comma, full stop, colon, we are having exclamatory sign. So with the help of all these things we can make a word. Okay, we can make a word. Now after that, groups of words together can be represented in the form of sentence. Okay, can a form of sentence. Now again I am repeating, group of alphabets form word, group of words form sentences. Now group of sentences form paragraph. So now that paragraph is right or wrong, how we come to know that? We come to know after checking the grammatical mistakes in that. If in that paragraph grammatical mistakes are there, it means something is wrong, that sentence is wrong. So grammar, we are depending on the grammar only for checking whether that thing is correct or not. In the same manner, in Python also, children, we are having few syntax. Syntax means formulas. Okay, so let's see what is there in the next slide. We are going to discuss more about characteristic of Python in detail. Before that, one topic is there, let's discuss about that. Topic is, have you heard about the term IPO? What is the meaning of I here, what is the meaning of P here, and what is the meaning of O here? Okay, let's see this. Okay, let's see what is the full form of this IPO. Let's move to the next slide. I stand for input, P stand for process, and O stand for output. Children, input, process, output, most daily life and computer actions are governed by the IPO cycle. That is, there is a certain input and certain kind of processing and an output. Okay, so there is a note also in your slide that there is a certain input, certain kind of processing and output, children. Okay, anywhere and everywhere where you want to transform some kind of input to certain output, you have some kind of input to certain output, you have to have a program, children. Now what is program? A program is a set of instructions that govern the processing. In other words, program form the base for processing. Okay, now in Python program, many things are there. Okay, Python basics like character set. Now in character set, many things are there: tokens, expressions, statements, simple input, output, etc. We are going to understand each and every term in detail. So let's start with character set. Now I have already given you one example about the English language. In the English language, most of the characters set are small alphabet ABCD, capital alphabet ABCD, then digit, then symbols, all are there. So in Python also we are having same types of things, children. We are having digit, we are having alphabet, we are having symbols, everything is there. So but little bit difference is there. Like in English we are having grammar to check whether that sentence is correct or not, but in Python we are having syntax. What we are having? We are having syntax. Now character set is a set of valid characters that language can recognize. Now each and every language having different character set, and with the help of that character set only that language is recognized. A character represent any letter or any symbol. So in that character set, we can have correct alphabets, we can have digit, we can have symbols also. Now Python supports Unicode encoding standard also. Now in the previous chapter we have discussed about the ASCII codes and Unicode. So Python also supports those encoding schemes also. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Next slide is about the whole character set of the Python. Now letters are there, both capital and small. Digits are there, 0 to 9. Special symbols are there, space, plus, minus, multiplication, divide, exponent, brackets, underscore, everything is there. White spaces are there. Now if you talk about white spaces mean if you press enter, so virtually you are not able to see anything, any kind of symbol on the screen when you are pressing enter, when you are pressing space bar, when you are pressing tab key. But um, digits behind, something is behind on this white spaces also, children, because it returns something to the computer. Okay, children. Now other characters are also there like ASCII codes and Unicodes, all are there in the Python. Okay, now let's talk about tokens. Okay, what is tokens? Okay, now what is token actually? Let's understand this. Again, I am repeating that in English we are having grammar. The same role here syntax plays. Okay, now what are tokens? The smallest individual unit in a program is known as token or lexical unit. Okay, children, when we say any sentence in English, and in that we can easily understand individual part of that sentence. What is the meaning of that? Let's take one example here. See, this is an English sentence. Hooray! He explained, we are the world champion. So this is a sentence in front of you. So you are able to understand what is the meaning of this sentence. Yes, you are able to understand because you know English. Okay, so what is the role of language here? Language role is to communication between two person or communication between two system. So when we are talking about English, we are doing communication between two people, but when we are talking about Python, it means we are doing communication with the computer. Okay children, now let's move back to this example. See, if you notice, this symbol is there, this exclamatory sign is there, this underscores are there, okay, quotes are there. Okay, now you are able to understand what is noun here, what is symbols here, what are punctuators here. So with the help of these things, this English sentence is formed. Okay, you are getting my point. In the same manner children, Python is also having few lines, few characters set in that each and everything represents something. This is an example of Python code, a simple program. Now name is a variable here. Okay, who is that name is storing Anya. Anya is a string value. Okay, now age is again a variable that is storing 15. 15 is an integer value. Now in the same manner, contribution is storing 700 110.74. Now this 700 110 is in the floating point value. Okay, now what is print here? Print is keyword here. Print is keyword here. So what is the meaning of keyword? In the upcoming video I am going to explain that, but in short I would like to say that keyword means inbuilt something which has some meaning already saved in the mind of computer. Okay, now with the help of this print function, name is going to print, that is Anya, age is going to print, that is 15, and contribution is going to print, that is 710.74. Okay, now if you notice in this Python program, different contributions are there from the string value, from the integer value, from the floating point value, from the side of keywords. So we can say punctuators are also there, like this quotes are there. Okay, comma is there, symbols are there. So we can say that in the Python we use different kinds of characters set. Okay, now in the previous passage, the individual words and punctuation marks are called tokens. So and the, or what we can say, lexical units, or we can say the lexical elements. In the English sentence I am talking, but in the Python the smallest individual unit in a program is known as token or lexical unit. So we are having keywords here, identifiers here, literals are there, operators are there, punctuators are there. So again I am saying that what are tokens? Tokens are the smallest unit in a program. Okay, now in Python many types of tokens are there: identifiers, keywords, literals, operators, punctuators. In the English language also we have discussed that many tokens were there, like comma, symbols, alphabets, everything were there. In the same manner in Python also types of tokens are there. Okay, so let's start with identifiers. Now what are identifiers? Basically identifiers are the fundamental building blocks of a program and are used as journal for the names given to the different parts of program, that are variable, object, classes, function, list, dictionary, etc. Children, basically we can say that in the Python we are having many things. So we are going to discuss about each and everything children, but in upcoming videos. Okay, so like in this program I have introduced you name is a variable. So this name is given by the user. It means me. I am the programmer. I have decided this name to this program. Now age is also a kind of variable. Who has given this name? User means me. I have decided to give this name to the variable. It means these are the identifier which are decided by the user. So basically identifiers are fundamental building blocks of a program and are used as journal terminologies for the names given to the different parts of program. For example, variables. Till now we have given names to the variables only. Basically variables are the storage location where we need to store something. Okay, we have not discussed about object, classes, function, list and dictionary, etc. Okay, so in the upcoming video we are going to discuss about each and everything in detail. Now see children, before giving name to anything, like we are giving names to the variable, we are deciding name for the variable, we can't give names easily. We have to take care about few sets of rules. So identifier forming rules of Python. Now if we want to give name to anything in variable, we have to be careful with some rules. See, first rule is an identifier is a long sequence of letters and digits. Means while giving the name we can use letters, we can use digits. The first character must be letter. So whenever you are giving names to a variable, to list, to dictionary, it should start from the letter. Underscore counts as a letter. Means like if you are giving name like A underscore B. So A underscore B is the identifier. Here we are using letters as well as underscore. So here underscore is treated like a letter. Okay. Now in identifier, upper and lower case letters are different. So this we have already discussed that in Python is a case sensitive language, in that upper case letters and lower case letters are two different things. Now digit 0 through 9 can be part of identifier except for the first character. Now in this rule one thing is added, that is we can use digit while giving the names of variables, but rule is here we can't start any variable name with the number. Okay, identifiers are unlimited in length, so it is not decided any kind of length, you can make as long as you want. Okay, an identifier must not be a keyword of Python. Now keywords, basically in the upcoming next video we are going to discuss about keyword in very much brief, but in short I would like to say that keywords are the name which are already stored in the Python library. Like in the dictionary we are having meanings of different words, so we can't make a new word which is already existing in the dictionary. In the same manner Python is also having different variables, and Python is also having a keywords in the mind, so in that many things are already built in, we can't use those things as a variable name. We have to decide a new thing for giving a variable to a name. Okay, now identifier cannot contain any special character except underscore. Now we are having different types of special characters like at the rate sign, divide sign, plus we are having this at the rate sign, exclamatory sign, this sign, tilde sign. So these are all special character signs we can't use while making identifier. Only underscore is allowed to be used in the identifier name. Okay, so let's see what are valid identifier, how we can make identifier actually. See, my file in this M is capital, rest of the things are small, so this is our identifier. Now again my file all are in caps, so that is also identifier. CHK is also identifier. Now Z2, T0, Z9 is also identifier. Now concentrate here children, you are using alphabet as well as digit and underscore in this identifier, so all are valid. Now this date 9 underscore 7 underscore 77 all are valid. Now underscore ds is also valid. File 13 is also valid. So all are the valid identifier. In this way you can make identifiers. Okay, now not valid identifier. How we cannot make identifier? See, I'm zooming this. See, in this data, in this hash, sorry, this sign is there, minus sign is there. So this is a kind of special character, so this is not allowed in that. Now this identifier name is starting with digit, so this is also not allowed while making the identifier. Now break is the keyword. Already meaning of this break is inside the brain of Python, so we can't use break. Now my dot file, again dot is a special character, we can't use this special character while making the identifier. So with this I am ending this video, children, because now this much is sufficient for you to understand today. So in the upcoming video we are going to discuss about rest of the token, the parts of the rest of the parts of the tokens. Today we have discussed about the identifier. In the upcoming video we are going to discuss rest part of the tokens. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.